What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on Get Up, they're going to be talking about which team has the best chance to win the NFC divisional playoff game between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. So let's see what they have to say about that.
This is the one. The two future first ballot Hall of Fame legends at Lambeau Field. Which of these two quarterbacks do you expect to have the bigger day?
Aaron Rodgers. And I've said for about a month now that if I was to bank on one guy to get hot in this playoffs, it's going to be Rodgers. And the matchup's really...
So it's right, Aaron Rodgers is running hot right now. He has a 5-game winning streak.
Good for him. If you watch Seattle's defense and what they struggle with, you're going to have opportunity for Aaron Rodgers to throw the football downfield. Now, Russell Wilson has been remarkable getting outside of the pocket, being creative with plays, and kind of giving us some jaw-dropping moments where he carries his football team. But Rodgers is going to have the ability to get outside of the pocket and distribute the football, throw the football downfield, have some windows. His offensive line will protect him really well, especially at home. Devontae Adams is healthy again, and there's going to be enough windows for Rodgers to kind of, at that 2-week break, to refine some of those misses. And I expect Aaron Rodgers to get really warm.
So this is going to be a great game between two high-caliber quarterbacks. And all year, the top teams in the NFC have been beating each other up. So let's take a quick look at the Green Bay Packers. They have a 5-game winning streak. So they beat the Giants, Redskins, Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. They beat Minnesota twice this year, who just lost to the San Francisco 49ers yesterday. They got beat up. On the other hand, the Green Bay Packers lost to the 49ers this year, who beat and lost to the Seattle Seahawks. So all these teams are beating each other up. So let's take a quick look at Aaron Rodgers' weapons. So he has Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Jimmy Graham, and on defense, he has Blake Martinez. So I think this game might come down to turnovers. It might be just a little mistake here and there, and one team's going to be able to capitalize on it. And because you have two great quarterbacks playing today. So I don't know. Let's continue.
Throw this at you quickly because yesterday, to just add to what he said, we had Dominic Foxworth on the show. I hope all of you saw it. When he ranked the 5 quarterbacks he was most confident in playing well this weekend, he didn't even include Russell Wilson amongst the 5, and there are only 8 playing this weekend. What do you think of that?
That's sheer disrespect, Green. And here's what I appreciate about Dan. Dan's going to tell you all the numbers. He's going to tell you the standard deviation. He's going to tell you the plus-minus ratio.
Smart people stuff.
You know, he wears the glasses. I respect it. But sometimes, Greenie, there's an it factor. And that's what Russell Wilson has. He just has it, capital I and a capital T. I went through the whole schedule of the Seahawks. The only game in which he got outplayed was December 8th against the Rams. So I do think that Rodgers could get hot. Rodgers is a bad man. We already know this. He's a dude. He has a Super Bowl to his name. But Russell Wilson, I think, will outplay Rodgers. Yes, I think the Packers will still win. But Russell Wilson, he's just kind of a Houdini. I just think that he has it.
Are you...
So I would never count out Russell Wilson because he's a baller. But so the past 2 out of 3 games, they lost. Obviously, they beat Philadelphia Eagles last week for the wild card. But before that, they lost to the 49ers at Seattle, and then they lost to Arizona. So that 49er game really worries me because the 49ers could be the best team in the league right now. And they definitely have the #1 defense in the league right now. So if they struggled with the 49ers, even though they beat them earlier in the year, that's just a problem. That's just a problem. So let's take a look at Russell Wilson's. Let's take a look at his weapons. So he has DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Marshawn Lynch. So hopefully, at the very least, Marshawn Lynch can be a decoy, if not have him put in some work. But he's definitely there to keep the defense honest. And on defense, they have Jadeveon Clowney, Bobby Wagner, and KJ Wright. So, again, you know, I'm kind of worried about that loss 2 weeks ago against the 49ers for the Seattle Seahawks. Even though they did beat them earlier in the year, Minnesota, who got beat up yesterday by the 49ers. So, I don't know. I think this is going to be a great game between two great quarterbacks. And it's probably going to come down to turnovers and little mistakes. So, let's continue.
You're trying to tell me that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have it?
What I'm saying is Russell ain't got outplayed all year but one time.
But you're saying because Russell Wilson has it, and that would be implying that Aaron Rodgers doesn't?
Now you're putting words in my mouth.
Here's the thing.
Please.
You've got the glasses, you've got the brooch, so we're all good square. We're all square with this, all right?
What's a brooch?
Here's the thing. Whatever this thing is right there, pin, brooch, whatever we got. But if you look at this, Russell Wilson, for him to get a win, he's going to have to be able to make plays outside of the pocket. The Packers defense is too good up front. They're going to be able to pressure him. So you look at a lot of his deep balls, they come on the scramble situations, him buying time, running around. Like, he's one of the best off-schedule quarterbacks. Now, with that being said, We've all besmirched Aaron Rodgers all season long.
Not we all.
Oh, listen.
Not we all.
Listen.
Here he goes, Greeny.
Listen, no. Hey, come on. Everybody has said that he's missed some throws. He hasn't been as good. And you were on there too, Mr.
He was.
Yeah, he was on there. And Aaron Rodgers hasn't been perfect this year, even though they have a great record. So I guess he hasn't been perfect compared to what Russell Wilson has been doing consistently all year. But upon further thinking about this, I'm thinking that Green Bay Packers might have the edge. Because like I said, they have a 5-game winning streak and they're playing at home. So I think that might be the little edge that they might have over the Seattle Seahawks. So let's continue.
We'll talk about that later. But listen, in this situation right here, Devontae Adams, he's got Aaron Jones underneath. He's got guys that will be able to make the plays for him, and I will not bet against him in a big game.
I wouldn't either, but let's just be careful with our words. I'm not offended, but you're not besmirching Aaron Rodgers to accurately point out that he has not had a typical Aaron Rodgers season. That is the reality. Now, it doesn't mean he can't. And it doesn't mean there aren't those flashes of it. But Russell Wilson has been a better player this year than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
perfectly stated. We're not saying Aaron Rodgers is a slouch. Heck no, Aaron Rodgers is still a bad man. And I do think, like Dan said, he can get hot. But Russell Wilson has been more consistent all season. So why would I bet against that right now?
Well, I'm thinking you might want to bet against that because Aaron Rodgers is hot right now. Like I said, he has a 5-game winning streak, and they're playing at home. That's who's right there. I give them the slight edge over the Seattle Seahawks, although I don't want to go against Russell Wilson because he has been pretty consistent this year, even though that 49er loss 2 weeks ago is kind of worrisome. But I don't know. It's going to be a great game between two great quarterbacks. So let's continue.
This is the truth. This is one of those games that whatever quarterback makes those 3 or 4 plays that you can't kind of define or you can't realize, make up in your mind, that's going to be the team that wins.
Super quick, just back to where it began. Does the weather play a factor for either of them?
Nah, they're both used to it.
Where did Russell Wilson go to college?
He went to Wisconsin. Well, NC State.
The weather to me does for sure play a factor.
They're used to it.
Russell Wilson can spin
it plays a factor because I played in, remember the Eagles game and the 10 inches of snow where we walked out on the field, didn't realize it was going to be snowing against the Detroit Lions. You can hardly move out there when the snow's that big a deal. I played in Lambeau when it was 6 degrees outside. As a defender, it's a little bit different. Russell might be used to that, but you can't tell me the entirety of the Seahawks roster is as accustomed to that as the Packers.
All right, we'll see. Again, I will go back to where I began. If you look up football in the dictionary, it should be a picture of snow at Lambeau Field and those two legendary